And then the other thing I forgot to bring up was when Gavin said at the end of the firing meeting, "I'm just joking." and he was like, "No, I'm really not joking." But
he said that "I'm not really joking" part really sad. He was like, "No,
I'm
not joking.
No, I'm not joking."
That's the thing. Getting fired by him sucked because he clearly was having fun, just destroying all of our fucking our nights and livelihoods. Really wish Anthony would have just fired us. Would have been a lot better,
a lot easier. Yeah.
And I don't understand why he had Gavin do it, because he was in the meeting on Zoom, which to me seems like a way worse position to be in. Because like this guy's firing all your staff, and you have to see the whole thing. It's like he's fucking your staff in front of you, and then you have to still be there. And like we asked him questions, and he still had to talk at the meeting, so it was utterly pointless.
Yeah,
it just made it all worse. Is all it really did, was having Gavin do it. Maybe Anthony enjoyed it. It didn't seem like he was enjoying it. He seemed like he was getting a fucking colonoscopy. He really seemed uncomfortable.
Yeah, he didn't want to be there. He just said what he had to say and was hoping it would be over soon.
Yeah.
He opened up a little the shows after the show to Drew and I, just apologizing again, and like we get it, but you've heard us talk about this firing for so long.
Well, that was the thing. On Sunday I did Stansel's sports mask show, and someone said, "Why don't you talk about the firing?" I'm like, "What do you want me to so you want me to just start making stuff up?" Because we for 3 days straight last week we talked about this shit. The only development we have here is that you talked about it again on Malice's show. And on Wednesday, people are going to have to check that out. But there's no new details. I don't know. Did you prep yourself for the Malice show with the file I sent you?
I did not. I thought I downloaded it. It's on my computer. And then I forgot about it until like 45 minutes before I was going to go on Malice. And I'm like, I can't watch it right now.
It's hard to preload. I guess I might as well say what I'm talking about, because Gavin is very aware of it. He said you guys should record this.
Yeah.
Us being fired is on video because it was in the studio. And Drew was like, "Hey, I'm going to record this for prosperity or posterity, not prosperity. We are facing the opposite of prosperity at the moment." And Gavin was like, "Yeah, sure." And this was before we knew we were all getting fired. So we're all joking around. Yeah, and I literally, I turn around because I'm sitting at the desk
because it was like we were doing a show with Gavin as the host.
It was just this is fun.
You, Luby, and Gino as the guests.
Yeah. You and Drew were in the booth. Anthony was on Zoom on the big TV in the middle, and we all, me, Luby, Gino, and Gavin was in the boss's seat, which was fitting for how that fucking shit went. And Drew was like, "I'm gonna record this," and he was like, "Okay, yeah, you should." And it starts fun with us. I remember specifically, I was like, "Oh, this is the most well-produced meeting I've ever been to." Can't wait to do more of that in the future here. It's gonna be just nothing but good times. Whatever this meeting's about, it's gotta be fun. It's be the fun time meeting. And then immediately the meeting turns completely south. About a minute in,
the first sentence
was we're shutting it down and you're all fired. And so we haven't decided what we're doing with that footage yet.
No, yeah,
because I can't even watch it back right now. It's so I remember being there, and I remember how uncomfortable it all was, and I remember how fucking just awful I felt, and I just remember being like a little bitch and just well, are you sure you got to close it down, and are you sure maybe we could just go somewhere else? Can we still all be friends? Gavin, can I go home with you and do a podcast? Can we play podcasts together?
I might have brought that up on Michael Malice's show.
Thank you.
But I even said, like, Steve admitted it himself. It wasn't like you're out there oblivious to it,
I was a tough guy in that meeting. I said, "You know what, Gav? This is really what your plan is? You can go fuck yourself. You get the boom from me." No, I didn't give anyone the boom. I literally was like, "Well, maybe there's a way we can make I was begging, "Maybe there's a way we can make this work, guy." It was like getting broken up with.
Totally.
and I was the guy in the relationship, like, no, baby, no, don't leave. We can figure it out.
Yeah, like
I regret that immensely.
I've been, it's obvious, but like depressed since it's happened, you know, like I'm kind of not eating as much. I don't really want to do anything or like what, you know, like I like doing this and everything, but it's when I'm just at home, it's just like I'm aimless or something. I don't know how to deal with it.
I just want to die. Just want to roll over one day and not get up anymore.
Yeah, I don't get that depressed. It's more just like I don't know, emotional thing or something.
Emotional. Okay.
That's a good point.
You know why? It's because when I picked up my phone before, I was very distracted by this Gavin text. And the funniest thing,
I saw that too, right?
I forgot
right when the show started.
I forgot he had my number.
I gave it to him.
Oh, okay.
When he texted me, I'll give you 10% on the dump. And I was like, the Dump Steve show. Here's his number.
Well, thanks. Yeah, because that was weird. But I feel like I might have had his number from years ago when he rented out the studio with Milo, and he did a couple things where I recorded it for him. Sam Adams 73. Be nice to Ant on your show for 5 minutes, then bring on KB to speak some truth.
When I was funny on MLC, he didn't really rip into Anthony as much as I thought he was. There was no like he's a coward or a pussy or anything like. You know, he said bad things, but nothing.
I have to watch it because Stancil was telling me about it. I guess the only way to watch it is his Patreon now.
I guess so.
I don't know if I have extra money for that now. I don't have extra money to eat
but
food.
But it's on YouTube. Just get the unlisted link from Stancil.
Oh, yeah, I could do that. I could just steal it.
I think so.
That's what people are going to do to us. But yeah, I want to, because I heard he was nice about me too. He like said like, oh, Steve has a kid. I feel so bad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like he wasn't outright like fuck Steve, which is, I take that as being nice.
Did you ever work with him, or you worked the show, or no?
I trained with John Serino on Burning Bridges.
Where you caught the
multiple times, and John Serino took a fucking cocaine trip to the bathroom and just let me man the board. Mm-hmm. John was awesome with that shit. He would just be like, hey, you know what you're doing, go for it.
He would love taking breaks all the time, and then toward the end of his stand or whatever, he would like miss all of In Hot Water in the morning. Like he would just forget to come in and all that. And then he started like during morning, while they're doing the show, he'd go and open up the window and smoke a cigarette as they're talking. He was cut out.
He was very comfortable.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize he was doing all that. But now you say that, yeah, he was smoking during the fucking middle of the show. He would that guy was awesome. He would cut rails.
Malice asked me about him
show,
if I've talked to him recently, and I haven't. But
next to the fucking board, he'd be cutting rails and fucking tooting them, and I'm just like, damn, this is a hell of a fucking job. I never even pulled that shit. But yeah, he would go take a phone call and then just like fuck off and be like, hey, the board's all yours.
Yeah,
and that was that. So with Kevin Brennan's show, that's the one I trained on, and it was my first day doing it by myself was when Kevin spilled his tea. Yeah. And I caught that moment. It was the proudest moment of my life.
Nice.
It was I switched to Kevin the second he nailed his tea onto the fucking thing. I caught it perfectly. But then Rocky Pintozzi, what did you take from the studio? Gavin did say on July 4th that he was going to get you guys on the channel. What's up with that?
That's what he said.
Yeah, I don't know why he's saying that, because it's not really happening.
The thing is,
like, it's not happening.
How did you tell have you told your parents? I'm assuming you have by now.
That what? I don't have a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told them.
Like, did you tell them right away?
No.
Or kind of just like when you saw
my brothers,
kind of.
So, dude, we got fired on Wednesday. That Friday, Saturday is me flying to Florida for my brother's wedding.
Oh, that's right.
So I didn't want to make the fucking wedding about me and have everyone coming up to me like, oh, so what's going on with the job and all that. So I just didn't bring it up at all to anyone.
Yeah.
Other than I told my wife. I didn't tell anyone else. Then afterwards, I called my mom and I was like, hey, can you, this is when we were going to the Yankee Met game. And I was like, hey, can you watch Charlie? I fucking fucked up and I don't have a babysitter and I'm going to a baseball game and I whoopsie. Also, I don't have a job. They threw a lot at her at once. But she's an Italian mother, so she took it all. Like there was not even a second of, oh my God. It was, oh, well, first of all, I want to come over to see Charlie. So thank you for letting me babysit. And two, okay. Like with the job thing, like, all right. Well, what's going to happen there? And I'm just like, that's a good question.
That's the worst question you get. So what are you thinking about doing? Oh, God.
She immediately, the next day, apparently had talked to someone that she knew that owned a bar and was like, hey, I can get you to bartend here at this place. And I'm like, listen, maybe. I need to be unemployed for like a day before I start doing jobs like that. Because if you put me in a fucking bar right now, it's not going to work. I can't fucking, as of right now, fine. Maybe I'll go do that for just cash. And again, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm taking this super seriously. I'm going to be like, Mom, I hope you are fine with burning this bridge with these people you know. Because I'm going to come to work to drink behind the bar, and I'm going to steal money. That's what I'm going to be here for.
So, but now imagine we get this text from Gavin, and it's like, oh, all right, I guess we'll do the deal. Now we have to like go back and tell all the people that we're not really fired now. You know, like it would just. It's like it happened already. I went through the whole process. There's no going back.
We're unfired for no money.
For no money.
Good news, guys. You can do exactly what you're doing for exactly how much you're getting.
But we get 30%.
Well, actually, not exactly how much you're getting. We're going to take a chunk. But you can show porn.
Yep, that's true.
Say the N-word.
That was Ryan's selling point when he was talking to me. Like, you know, I heard you guys saying you couldn't play some videos or copyright things on YouTube, and we could do it. And it's like, yeah, you're right, but we don't need to do that.
It's fine.
It's fine, yeah. And we have like Patreon video hours that we could upload our N-word show if we wanted.
Yeah, if we want, we're gonna probably at some point literally just an hour straight of just the N-word.